Talk, shop, pop, movies.
Dear Mr. Robert Zombie, I'm sorry for all of the hateful comments I and everyone else have said towards you, and especially towards your two Halloween films. I and the rest of the horror movie loving community may have judged you too harshly. Sincerely, Derek, the convicted cinephile. P.S. I loved you in Twisted Metal 4, #Monsters for Life. From D the C Squared to Mr. Robert Zombie. You know a Halloween movie is bad when halfway through it you kind of wish you were going to go home and watch Halloween Resurrection instead. I am here to talk about Halloween Ends, a movie that I think had some really good ideas and potential that were just executed horribly. Whether as part of this film individually or as part of the entire trilogy. I think the spoiler alert, by the way, I'm probably going to spoil way too much of this. So thank you for watching. If you don't want me to spoil the movie if you haven't seen it, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Turn it off after this. So this movie opens up on Halloween night 2019, which is the year after Halloween Ends and Kills Halloween 2018 and Kills takes place, which was 2018. It opens on a young man named Corey Cunningham babysitting this young boy who is watching The Thing in their house. I thought that was a nice little nod to the original, but they're watching John Carpenter's The Thing, not The Thing from Another World, so I thought that was kind of cool. Very obvious, but nice little nod to the original. He's babysitting this kid, and long story short, accidentally kills him while the kid is trying to scare him before he makes him go to bed that night. The kid dies and then gets walked in on by the parents coming home right as this is all happening. So he's the new boogeyman of the town because Michael Myers goes missing for 4 years. So this movie has a 4-year time jump from Kills, which is kind of unnecessary. It seems like it's like too big of a time jump. I don't know. I think it would have been better if they just kept it all one evening / few days, something like that. I don't know. I just would have seemed more streamlined. But the entire Corey Cunningham being the new shape of evil concept is something I actually like about the movie. I just think it was executed really badly. I think he should have been a character in all 3 of these films. I have a feeling, I don't know, but what I got from this movie is they wanted this Corey Cunningham character to be an important character in the entire trilogy. But the producers of the first film were like, no, we just want straightforward Michael Myers, Laurie Strode Halloween movie, for nowadays audiences. And that's what we got, and it was pretty decent. Honestly, I thought 2018 was a little slow. I don't remember much of it. I honestly haven't seen it since theaters. I wanted to rewatch it before this. I will try to rewatch it this week along with Kills. But it just didn't have a ton of memorable stuff. I just remember it being pretty good and at least a respectable, decently made movie. And it had a really killer ending and a great score from John Carpenter, of course. Blah, blah, blah. But I have a feeling, and I wish, that this Corey Cunningham character was a supporting role in all of these movies. I wish he would have been like a high school chum of the granddaughter, or however old she is. I don't even remember anymore. But I think she was like in late high school in the first movie because there's a 4-year time jump and she's like a nurse and blah, blah, blah in the new one. But if Corey Cunningham was in the original movie 2018, as a smaller part, but someone you got to know and he survived the film, so it was like one more person who lived, that would have been nice, I think. I think the opening of Halloween 2018 should have been the 1978 sequence from Halloween Kills, which was like the coolest scene in the movie to get you into the Halloween 2 feel into 2018. And then then the whole movie could have been basically the same, except for you have Corey Cunningham in there somewhere. As minor of a character as he needed to be, just implement him in there somewhere. And Halloween Kills, that should have been Halloween night of 2018 instead of 2019. Halloween Kills should have opened with Halloween Night still 2018 like it does instead of Halloween 2019. I think I said that right. The opening of Halloween Ends should have been the opening to Halloween Kills, with the Corey Cunningham accidentally killing the boy babysitting thing. That way it develops his character more in that one, and he's kind of like this shunned person in the town who's sort of like the new Michael Myers, and he sort of slowly becomes the new shape of evil for the town, all while Michael Myers is still running amok. And it could have started this, is this Michael Myers or is this new person kind of thing, which is sort of what they do in Halloween Ends. They have this, it's basically Corey Cunningham working as Michael Myers for parts of the movie until it is eventually Michael Myers at the end. I think this would have been a good bait and switch kind of thing if they would have written it well, if they would have developed his character over the 3 films as opposed to just shoehorning him into Halloween Ends, because I like the idea of him becoming the new shape of evil, because it's not so much about Michael Myers specifically, it's about the shape of evil. They reference that in this movie a couple of times, but they just don't go hard enough into it. They like hint towards it. It's like, yeah, evil changes shape, blah, blah, blah. But they didn't really, they should have had the actual change of shape of evil occur in the trilogy by having Michael Myers getting killed in Halloween Kills, I think. As cool as the ending of that was when he was getting killed by that mob and just beating the little shit out of him. But I think it would have been better if Michael would have died, or at least supposedly died in Halloween Kills, but he's still there in Halloween Ends, but it's actually Corey Cunningham being the copycat killer the entire time in this film instead of the real Michael Myers. I think that would have been a more clever way of doing the new shape of evil storyline. That way, yes, you could still end Laurie Strode and Michael Myers storyline, but start potentially a new series of movies or stories with this new shape of evil, which a lot of people would probably be pissed off about. But it seems like a lot of people are pissed off about this anyways, so why the fuck not? I mean, you might as well have made it thought through better than just shoehorning a new character into this movie. Now, that's my biggest issue with this movie, is that like the good ideas were very poorly executed, and the rest of it is just not very good. People hated Halloween Kills because the characters are super dumb and blah, 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 regular horror movie complaints. This movie is almost like the opposite. Like, the characters are okay, but everything else that happens plot-wise is really stupid. It's like, I thought Halloween Kills was, it's kind of, the characters are dumb and occasionally annoying, but Michael Myers is so awesome in that movie that it's super entertaining and fun and gory and awesome. This one is kind of boring, I thought. It was like kind of interesting with the Corey Cunningham stuff. It had good moments here and there. All the attack kill scenes were cool. My favorite scene in the movie is when there is a young nurse who is not the granddaughter. It's like her slutty coworker who's sleeping with the doctor she works for. So she gets promoted instead of Laurie's granddaughter. And they're at his big pool house, which looks like the house from like every movie ever in California with a pool like inside of it. They are being stalked by someone. You don't really know if it's Michael. You're not sure if it's Corey. This would have been a better thing had they fleshed this out more, I think. There's a awesomely shot scene where the girl's by the pool and it's pitch black behind them. And you just sort of see a silhouette, but it's completely quiet. And you just see the motion of this arm coming down over and over and over and over on the ground, because Corey Cunningham, in his little scarecrow mask he gets earlier in the film, is just stabbing the shit out of the doctor with like a plastic bag wrapped around his face. And I'm like, I swear I'm the only person in the theater who even noticed it was happening in the background, and I have cataracts. And I'm like, how am I the only one who fucking saw this and reacted to it? Because I like started laughing my ass off as soon as I noticed what was happening in the background, and no one else like reacted the entire movie at anything. I think I was the only one awake watching it. Some woman went like, when you first see Michael Myers out of the sewer that he's hiding in for the last 4 years somehow. He's Pennywise now, I guess. He just lives in the sewer. And there's this other weird moment where Corey kind of draws someone into the sewer for Michael to kill, and he does. And it's almost like as soon as Michael kills this person, he starts to get like stronger. It's like he almost becomes like hulked out, like Hulk Hogan did back in the day. Where as soon as he kills this person, he's all like, ugh. And it's like, wait, is he like this weird supernatural thing that like the more he kills, the stronger he gets? Because they sort of talk about that in Halloween Kills for like a minute. And then they just totally ignore it after that in this movie. I'm like, oh, they're going to do this. And that's the only time they ever even like allude to it whatsoever. So it's just, I don't know. It's like 7 different ideas and none of them get finished. Is kind of what this whole movie / franchise becomes. I don't want to ramble. I'm already talking for like 10 fucking minutes about this movie. I don't want to spoil every little detail about it. But, if you like Halloween, go see it, obviously. I'm going to say that. I really didn't enjoy most of it. I thought it had decent ideas, like the Corey Cunningham storyline could have been great if it was fleshed out over the trilogy as opposed to being shoehorned into the final movie. And even that doesn't get a good ending. And the climax of this movie with Laurie and the real Michael and the granddaughter, I've faked orgasms that have been better climaxes than this movie. That's all I'm going to say. Men don't fake orgasms. That's the joke. But yeah, it's just the whole thing was kind of underwhelming. It went from being underwhelming and surprisingly easy to do. I'll just say that. To being like over dramatic at the very, very end. And then it's like, all right, it's over. Hope you no more Halloweens ever. Yeah, I don't know. But it looks good. It's shot fairly well. The actors aren't bad or anything. Like it definitely has like better acting than Halloween Kills did. I'll give it that. But Halloween Kills I thought was way more fun and just entertaining in general. 2018 is objectively probably the better movie of the 3. Because as a single story, it worked the best. Like, they could have just done 2018 and actually killed Michael in the basement on fire, and it would have been fine. Like, they didn't even need to keep going after that. But, of course, they had to because they made money. But, yeah, oh, God. It's just like the fucking Star Wars sequel trilogy. They start off with a bang with, like, Episode 7, where it's like, oh, it's just like the old Star Wars, but it's not quite as good. But, it's enough like it that everyone enjoyed it and it did well. And then the second one was like this weird, different thing that was like, what the hell is this? And people either loved it or hated it. And this one is just a super underwhelming, dumb fucking story that made no sense when put against the other 2 movies. And clearly they had no idea what the entire storyline over these 3 movies was going to be until they started making each individual movie. So pick a side. Either make one good movie at a time with a beginning, a middle, and an end, or plan the whole series out, 1, 2, and 3, write them all at the same time, know what the fuck you're gonna do, get a solid plan, and do it. Like Lord of the Rings trilogy, for example. That's a little different because there were books, but that's like the perfect example of like, here's how you make a 3-movie story arc. But it is the perfect, it is a perfect example of how to make a trilogy in succession, especially one that takes place more or less all at the same time, like this trilogy should have, in my opinion. Been rambling too long. Oh, God. I just had to do something about it. Like, I know I'm going to end up buying it on 4K, just like I have all the other ones. But like all the other ones, I'm going to wait till it's like $10. I'm not going to go and buy a $40 steelbook for this piece of crap. Maybe I'll like it more the next time. Maybe if I watch all 3 of them in a row, something will click and I'll just really enjoy it. I don't know. You should always watch every movie twice, I always say. I'm just going to stop rambling about Halloween Ends now. The best thing about it is that they use the same titles and font from the good Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, so that was cool. They just should have gone full Halloween 3 with this one and turned Michael Myers into a silver shamrock robot. That would have been 1,000 times better than what ended up happening, even though it would have been completely ridiculous and stupid, but it somehow would have made more sense with the ending of Halloween Kills, in my opinion. Anyways, thank you for watching. My name is Derek, the Convicted Cinephile. I'm sorry I wasted 15 minutes of your time complaining, but, we all got to vent somehow, right? All right, what do you say, Oliver? See you next time.
Talk, shop, pop, movies.